Shabbat Shalom from Temple Concord. This week, our Torah portion has a fascinating piece. After the Israelites send spies out to scout the land and they come back and they're not happy, and Moses gets upset and Aaron gets upset and then God gets upset. And in the end, we find out that all of those who left Egypt aren't going to be allowed into the land of Israel except for two, that all of them are going to die out. And the punishment seems really stiff and severe. But the challenge then is to figure out, so why? What's the lesson we're to learn in all of this? And how do we recall those who did big things, even though they weren't perfect? We've had a lot of that discussion and debate in our country these last weeks. When we start looking at some of the founders of our country, some of our country's great leaders, they weren't also perfect. And so do we allow them into the promised land of our country's highest memory and honor with statues and all of those things, and things named after them? Or do we say, no, they were flawed people and we shouldn't honor them? It seems our Torah portion might be indicating that we shouldn't be honoring them, that we should recognize them certainly for what they achieved, but also recognize their flaws. And so maybe, just maybe, our Torah portion is pointing us in a particular direction this week, saying it's really good to come to terms with our past. It's important to recognize our flaws. It's important not to make into national heroes people who don't deserve that we need to be careful and make sure the people who we allow to become heroes really have reached that status. It's a fascinating challenge for us as Jews, and certainly, as we can all see, a fascinating challenge for us as a country. I hope you'll explore more of this with me this Shabbat as we continue Shabbat services in the Zoom world. Friday evening services will be at 6 o'clock. Saturday morning Torah studies at 9:30. Services are at 11. We'll celebrate the bar mitzvah of Bryce Wheeler. Saturday evening we have Havdalah at 8 o'clock in the evening. And next week we continue with Talmud on Tuesday. And the book groups are coming very, very soon. You should see information in the e-bulletin this week about the coming book groups. We have an adult book group on a book called How to Be an Anti-Racist that I'll be leading, and a teens book group on Turtle Boy that I'll also be leading. I'm looking forward to having as many of you join as possible for both of those books. Both of them are worthwhile reads, and I think important reads for us as we live through these challenging times. For now, I invite you to enter into that uncomfortable discussion of how do we make a hero and what defines a hero for us, and what do we allow to be the one who we put up on the pedestal, literally. Who do we allow a statue to be created of, and why? And at what point do we say, this person maybe hasn't merited it, or we should change? Tough questions our Torah wrestles with, questions we're wrestling with, questions I look forward to wrestling with you over during the coming days and weeks. Shabbat Shalom for now. Look forward to seeing you at the temple, or at least online in the Zoom world of temple.